Mr. Grant, can you tell me what character concept you've come up with thus far, and then we'll see if we can make you a character.
His name is Pasquale Matteotti. He is a very straight-laced and uncorrupt, surprisingly,
Hooray!
soldier originally from Mondo Sicilia, the Sicily world. They wanted to break away from Italy world, form their own world.
Sicily world.
Yeah, Sicily world.
That's what it's going to be known as for the people that can't pronounce whatever you just said.
Mondo
Like,
Sicilia.
Mondo Sicilia.
Mondo
It's going to
Sicilia.
be called Sicily world by any people.
Sicily world, yeah. Anyway, Sicily world. Well,
Sicily world.
Sicily world has a lot of corruption, unfortunately. Well, they wanted independence from Italy world, but they
took in lots of white collar crime.
It's more like the mafia experienced the resurgence. Sicilians are very keen on keeping secrets, so Pasquale will keep the squad's secrets, but he's also a little more upstanding than his mafia corruption-ridden world would give you the impression of.
Okay.
Because Sicily world has a reputation for being very corrupt. They're basically like they're the human offshoot equivalent of Ferengi in some ways, but deadly Ferengi with a specialized, deliberately sawed-off type shotgun called the Lupara. Lupara is deadly, and they've made very even deadlier versions of the Lupara with advancing technology and all that business. Anyway, Pasquale, as he's known colloquially, Pasquale, it was sick of the corruption of his very tough home world, so he set off for Avalon to join their army, and he just wanted to live a more straight-laced life.
Okay. So he like basically joined the corps as early as he can, so like from 16.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
But he's true to his Sicilian roots, but he wants to live a cleaner life. He's a sensitive, because he has to be wise to people's bullshit, especially in a place like Sicily world.
Okay.
He also is going to need to be tough, endure things. He's going to need to...
What is his background before he sort of... Because we've got that he dislikes the corruption of his planet and that he's therefore gone off to another planet to find a better place. He's found Avalon, and then due to his upstanding principles and the upstanding principles of the Avalonians, he's therefore joined the Marine Corps. But what kind of skill set, background does he have before that? What kind of life did he leave?
Well, he was born to semi-impoverished parents, not dirt poor, but sort of poor. He learned to appreciate what he had and make the most of it. So this is a kid that would fight in the streets, fight to stand up for himself. He's very no bullshit, so he brings a lot of stamina. He's very frosty, keeps himself cool in situations because he's had to. He's got a lot of endurance because of his rough background. He's gonna have drop and give me 50.
Okay. So I had a lot of like kids trying to beat him up and that kind of thing when he was a kid, and have to stick up for himself basically.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then he's got empathic powers that he's kind of acquired as like a survival response. Okay, so yeah, we've got the true noble guy who's got, as I say, a bit of physical and mental stamina. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. Any of the specifics about the planet itself that he's from, which may reflect things about him, or what is planet Sicily like?
Well, planet Sicily, it's a world of a lot of secrets, so people speak in hushed tones. He's a very subtle kind of guy. He's not going to blurt the wrong thing out at the wrong time. Sicilians live by the code of what's known as omertà, the code of silence. So this is an ancient code that they got from their days on Earth. So this is passed down from century to century to century. The code of omertà is something even Pasquale believes in strongly.
Okay. So yeah, he's kind of someone who only says what really needs to be said and knows how to keep secrets, etc. Which may be why he's been drafted into this particular squad, who, though you're attached to a peacekeeping division, are not in fact peacekeepers. Rapid response squads, which your squad will be, are sent in to deal with you know, particular problems that maybe the Corps wants to not quite, you know, attach themselves to. Like, we're not going to send a division to deal with this problem. The divisions on this planet doing what they need to do, and for what the Corps really needs done, well, they've just got to put like five guys to do that. And if they go slightly off the rails, oh God, oh, we didn't tell them to do that. Give them very loose orders. So it sounds like your kind of character would work well to be the straight man among a bunch of kind of not necessarily cutthroats, but people with some
shady backgrounds.
Shadier backgrounds in the case of Damien's character, who's a total psychopath. So somebody who can maybe be the honest, upright one, keep control, and also keep the secrets that the other more silver-tongued members may be able to acquire. Then you'll be the kind of person reliable to keep those secrets and maybe back them up, because though Nick and Hafsa's characters have got very talky abilities, you could do the whole high central duty empathic thing and be like a kind of like a backup in both senses for the squad, and also a bit of physical backup for Damien, maybe to try and stop him like cutting these, because it sounds squad role wise you're probably more at the infantry end like Damien, but at the same time you've got more restraint and some kind of social abilities as well from like the empathy, but also the empathic balance will probably help in, you know, obviously in dangerous situations, because the level 1 of low grade empathy basically allows you to be aware of like surprise attacks and things like that, so it means if an ambush is incoming. So it sounds like from your previous experience you probably put into like Avalon's infantry and have probably served well, and probably drafted into peacekeeping, and then maybe in this case they're actually going to attach you to these guys, keep them under control. And I think that sounds appropriate for your character.
Va bene.
Okay. What's your planet's actual environment like? You told me about the culture. What the actual planet itself?
Well, sort of a mix of coastal and deserty. They chose the planet because it matched the legends about old Sicily.
Okay.
So you like brush and some beautiful coastlines.
Okay.
Some mountains, but a lot of it's brush and desert. Well, semi-desert.
Okay. Would you say would it be classed as a hell world potentially? Is it like a ridiculously hot, or is it like, you know, more like survival?
Yeah, but more like survival, moderately hot.
Okay.
It's
so a hot planet, but not quite enough to be need to be augmented to live on comfortably. Okay, that's cool. I just thought I'd ask that one. Okay, so we've got Pasquale.
Pasquale.
So for this squad, we'll just put your rank as private for now, because we've got I've made Nick the Sarge and Hafsa the Corporal due to their chutzpah levels. Seems to be appropriate.
So PFC
as the main talky characters, those are the guys in charge. You and Damien are basically the grunts, and then Joey's playing the sniper, who will be miles behind everybody. So you'll be private.
Private.
But a respected private nonetheless.
Like, could I put down PFC? Is there such a thing?
Yeah, you can be private first class. That'll be fine.
Fuck am I then?
PFC.
Here's private. Here's the private. Okay, so yeah, roll. So your roll is infantry, but you do have a little bit of special in there. Which is good because you're part of the specials. Okay, so you technically not attached to the battalion or division, so you just put squad the specials.
Aye, hugging up the big monkey man.
And you'll have a different call sign because you're going to get given one, but we'll sort that out at the end. Nobody chose their call signs, other players chose their call signs. So in your case, being that all the other players have chosen your call sign, I'm going to give you one. But we'll do it at the end. Because you never choose your own call sign. No. People usually do out of character, but not in this case. Right, so you've got 20 fortune points as standard for your character. You can get additional fortune points back. You can get rid of 2 of your gear loadout slots to get 2 points back. We'll go into that later, but it's possible you can get more points by having less gear. Otherwise, if you have an increased weakness, you can get points back for that as well. But otherwise, Oh, and also if you start playing with a psychological trauma, that's also a way to get one. But from your background, those don't really fit, so we'll just stick with a 20 for now. And then we'll start your character. So, first thing you need to decide, right, so you've got your background. So if you put your background, you basically put Planet Sicily, will do fine as your background. Put Planet Sicily. So you need to choose, of the 8 horrors in the game, 2 horrors that you have immunity to, and 1 that you are vulnerable to.
2 horrors to which I
So the 8 horrors.
Okay.
You've got this is the little list there. Let's do it for the camera. So you've got blood and gore, which is pretty self-explanatory. Breaking the rules. You might be perhaps vulnerable to that but then again, because you yourself are quite honest and trustworthy. But then again, you're used to keeping secrets and things from everyone. So I think necessary evils you're fine with because you're good at keeping secrets.
Yeah.
But I think breaking the rules might be your vulnerability because
I think you might be right.
you're the odd one out. So put breaking the rules vulnerable there.
Okay, so
And then you've got to have 2 of the horrors that you've got immunity to.
breaking the rules is vulnerable.
So I think necessary evils might be an immunity because again you're really good at keeping secrets. So conspiracies and things like that.
Okay.
And having to do the hard
necessary
thing, not necessarily good
evils. Okay, and the other one, blood and gore.
Yeah, I was going to say due to your history of having to defend yourself and getting beaten up all the time, maybe beating on other kids and whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like you probably left your planet at like 14, 15, did some travelling, ended up in Avalon, drafted when you could. It sounds like that.
Yeah, he quickly learned how to defend himself against the bullies.
Cool. Right, armor we'll sort out later. Right, next, the main part of character. So you've got 20 points. These go between primarily your abilities. So abilities, you can have 0 in any ability. The scores go from 0 to 4. So 0 is just no skill proficiency in something. Brains is like basically basic training. 2 is proficient. 3 is extraordinary. 4 is expert. You can only get to 5 if you have a gear or type or aspect which gives you an ability bonus, and then those can boost it to 5. But you can't spend points per 5. These cost 1 point for every +1 U point. So yeah, so you definitely wanted to have decent drawing. Give me 50 and Century, I believe. Those are your main ones.
4 and 4. So
okay, so that's 8 of your 20 points.
8 of my 20 points. So unspent is 12.
Yeah. Sounds like you probably want a little bit of powerhouse because you've been doing some scuffling and things. So I'd probably say you want to have at least probably 2 in that, maybe 3.
I'll go with 3.
Okay.
So unspent is now at 9.
You and Damien can get stuck in rather angry. In fact, Joe's got his own close combat abilities as well. But different styles.
Indeed. So brains, he's going to have to have at least 2.
Okay. Bear in mind you've only got 20 points in total.
Yeah, I know. Because I want him to be very specialized.
Those probably fit your character. Brains definitely does for the whole keeping secrets and being aware of stuff and everything. Sounds like
7. So I want him to be specialized, kind of like certain restaurants like Nosh and Quaff have a very specialized menu.
Okay.
I want my guy to be very specialized. Joe knows what's up.
Okay, so you got 7 points left.
Yep.
Now 7 points you can put into aspects. You also, if you wish, could have spend points in gear. So gear that you can spend points on are drones, mechs, vehicles, and upgrades. Now I think from what you were saying you wanted to have a fancy shotgun.
Yeah.
So you might want to spend points there, or a standard shotgun might do you fine.
Fancy shotgun.
Because I believe you said you wanted to have that. It's like a sawn-off shotgun. You said so.
Yeah. Well, not precisely sawn off, but deliberately manufactured to be sawn off. Well, to look sawn off.
So you know, I love the core. There are 2 different shotguns: the automatic shotgun and pump action shotgun. Now, for people that go, "What about sawn-off shotguns?" Well, that's where you just upgrade the guns to make them.
Yep.
You know, if you want to change them. Otherwise, you can just call your pump action shotgun a sawn-off shotgun, and that will be fine. But you may want to add upgrades to it to make it slightly snackier. So a standard pump action shotgun has got 2 modes. So it's got a single slug mode and a spray mode. So in your case, you probably would just be using it in spray mode because it's sawn off. So it's a short range weapon, but it has like an arc and a line area. So arc area means you hit one target and the effect is dealt to like up to 3 targets. And then you can use success levels to create a line as well. So that will probably suit your sawn-off shotgun to just use it in spray mode all the time.
Yeah.
I would say. I'm just going to see if there's any upgrades that might add to it as well. Yeah, I think. Do you reckon that sounds like that's probably?
Okay, how many points would I have to spend for that?
I don't have to spend any points on that. That's just standard using a pump action shotgun.
Okay, so if I wanted it automatic, would that be a point?
Yeah. So if you want to do it automatic, let's see.
Yeah, he wants at least some oomph to his weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait. Automatic would mean wasting bullets, and no, I'll just do pump action. I'll just stay with pump action. Pump action Lupara.
Okay, very good.
So where do I put that then?
So pump action shotgun, stick that down in your weapon. So that is going to be one of your gear slots. So we'll go back to aspects now, because that means probably. Was there any other gear that you're thinking of having other than that?
What else would he have that he'd know how to use from his upbringing?
I was just thinking if there's anything kind of special that you want, otherwise we can just sort that later. And put all your
I can't think of anything special at the moment.
That's fine, that's cool. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything cool and snacky and sci-fi that you wanted. Right, in that case we'll go back to aspects. So you've got 7 points left. We'll sort out the rest of your gear afterwards and do your point spending first. Okay. So, thinking of aspects that kind of fit your character. So the most important part of your character is the sensitive powers that you want to have. So you said you wanted to be empathic.
Yes.
So you've got the low grade empath sensitive aspect. So level 1 of low grade empath basically alerts you against kind of not just surprise attacks, but also being taken surprise by horrors and direct hazards as well, and it gives you a bonus. It also means that you can oppose attacks when normally you couldn't. So normally if you don't have a total to oppose an attack because you weren't prepared, that is going to hit you at a target number of 1, which will really, really fucking hurt. In your case, you can roll the totals as if you'd been prepared. So you'd be like, you can actually, so it means that you can kind of defend against that because you've almost got kind of like a danger sense is like the first level of it. It's just this empathic awareness of something bad's about to happen.
So what about level 2?
Level 2, you can basically use sentry duty or brains in this case. So as you got brains, you could do either, but you have to pick one that is going to give. Yeah, you can use your sentry duty or your brains to basically detect emotions. So it will give you more information. Like any person can be intuitive and use sentry duty to get information, but you can do it with brains or sentry duty,
so
and get like empathic information from people.
I'm good at sizing up situations and mentalities. And
yeah, such. But it literally is giving you emotional reads from people. It's not just intuiting how people feel, but you actually genuinely know when somebody is really angry but hiding it. Like for example, you actually feel it. It also gives you empathy as a short range sense. And you ignore target number increases for concealment. So that means if somebody was in the pitch black darkness and nobody else could see them and they were sat there quietly, you could still potentially be able to field them sat there ready to attack. Like I feel a sense of readiness in that darkness over there. It basically would be more effective than using sentry duty normally because you ignore target number increases from like blinding lights or smoke, fog, etc. So if somebody dropped a smoke grenade, it would mean shit to you if you got high enough with your sentry duty. Like, yep, I know what that guy is. It also means you could possibly help out the sniper in particular because you could like locate targets and stuff. But it only works in short range. So, but you can use your sentry duty if you get really high total. You can kind of effectively increase the range on it. But it means in the short range, you are really hard to jump on.
So
level 3
again.
Sorry.
What's this called
That's
again?
low grade empath.
Low grade empath.
Then you've got level 3, allows you to hear empathic echoes. So you can basically feel emotions left behind by people. So you could go into an area and essentially do some degree of detective work because you could basically like say if you found a dead body, you could find out if that person was horribly killed in rage and you'd get like empathic based visions. So if somebody suffered from a horrible crime of passion, you would get that feeling. Similarly, if you went into like an area which seemed abandoned, but somebody had been there recently, then you would pick up the emotions from them, and you could therefore get lots of extra.
Now that would be really useful, actually.
Okay. Then in that case, that
low grade
costs
empathy. 3 low grade empathy.
Yeah, level 3, and that's 3 of your 7 remaining points, leaving you 4 points left.
Low grade empathy, level 3. Okay.
So I believe you wanted to be a bit of a tussler. was what you were thinking, wasn't it? In like a
like a Stay Frosty kind of guy.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was more thinking in a physical sense, but yeah, so you Stay Frosty as well. Your Stay Frosty will already be quite decent because you've got Sentry Duty 4, so you'll have a Stay Frosty of 4 already. So that's kind of like factored in. Also, your Hard Ass will be 4 from your Drop and Give Me 50 of 4. Okay. So, do you want to have some like unarmed fighting kind of capability?
Unarmed combat? Oh, yes.
So we've got the bruiser aspect. Level 1 means that you can use your unarmed attack lethally if you so choose, or non-lethally. You also get a +1 situational bonus to hit with the unarmed attack. Then we've got level 2 adds 6 success levels if you hit with an unarmed attack. So it means if somebody's in armour, the extra success levels won't do anything, but if you successfully hit a target, you can use the extra success levels. If somebody's unarmoured, you could do a great effect on them. Otherwise, you could do it to breach through someone's armour, so you could actually like bash the hell out of someone and tear the plating open, or you could use the extra 6 success levels to send people flying, knock them to the floor, disarm their weapons. So it means you can literally pack an extra punch with level 2 of that. And then level 3 is if targets of your unarmed attacks are struck at target number 1 when opposing with movement. So it means if somebody's right in front of you, if they're trying to move out, if they're trying to avoid your attack via movement, you can punch them. Their only way to effectively fight you is to try and fight back. So it means if people are trying to run off, you get like an advantage. And targets are immediately neutralised if they're not resistant to attack. So it basically means you can uppercut, knock out, punch people in the way that they do in movies that isn't really possible. Like now you see somebody get knocked out in one punch like that, just doesn't happen unless that person's like the world's strongest man.
So that's level 2.
That's level 3 if you wanted to have that.
3.
So level 1 gives you a bonus to attack and means it can be lethal if you choose. 2 is boosts the effect by 6, which is quite whopping, which would be especially good for taking out unarmed people really quick, and otherwise really good for close combats when you want to like throw people off stuff or pin them down, knock them. It means you can do a lot more like film style fighting. And then level 3 means you can do like instant knockouts and hit people really easy and do more damage.
Well, I want Bruiser 3.
Okay, cool. Excellent. That means you have 1 point remaining.
Well, and I've also just thought of something.
Okay.
I want to take my Drop and Give Me 50 and Sentry Duty down to 3, so that way I can also use the rest of my points for Freaking Ninja of 3.
Okay, well, if you're taking them both down to 3, it gives you 2 points, so it means you can put 2 into Freaking Ninja.
Yeah, well, I've got 1 remaining anyway.
Oh, yeah, if you want to put the last one into that, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that suits your, background from the Planet of the Code of Silence, I guess. Stealth is definitely going to be a factor there. And that's good, because you can back up Hafsa in the stealth territory. Joe also does stealth, but from afar. He's he's not really high freaking ninja, because he's more about shooting stuff from a long way.
Well, great empathy, Bruiser, Drop and Give 50 Freaking Ninja, Grease Monkey, Powerhouse, Sentry Duty.
So we'll just count those up. So that's just to check. So we've got Brains 2, Drop and Give you 53.
So basically 12, 14.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then 17, 20.
Yep, there you go, done. So you just need to knock the Hard Ass and Stay Frosty down to 3 each.
3 each.
Because they've gone a bit lower because you know the abilities they've derived from. Right, so your thresholds for Hard Ass are compromised. So they start off as 10 to 14 and 15, and then you add the number to it. So you've gone to 13 to 17, compromised, neutralised at 18, and same for Stay Frosty.
Neutralized 18.
Yep.
Okay, so same for freaking out and losing it. 13 to 17, and then 18 for losing it.
Okay, there we go, and that's fine. And these all start off at 0. Right, that's what you need to do. Your defining trait and your weakness.
Okay.
Any ideas?
Defining trait.
Something to do with your upstanding nature. Or something,
yes, defining
sense
trait.
Of truth.
Defining trait. Upstanding and honest. So just a defining trait, upstanding.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, upstanding.
And
so if you do particularly upstanding be it heroic or honest kind of things in the game, then that will give you a bonus.
Okay. So, and
So,
weakness, well, what kind of weakness could he have?
Secretive, perhaps?
Secretive, yeah.
There you go.
That could be counted as a
These
weakness.
characters, if you've got a good enough concept, kind of create themselves pretty easy.
Well, basically, yeah. He's,
Okay, there we go.
His omerta is his weakness, because sometimes he just wants to call people out on their bullshit.
Right,
But
last bit we need to do then, that's all your main stats done, we need to do your gear. So, you've decided on having a pump action shotgun. You do have a gear loadout.
okay.
So, I'll find the gear loadout table, which is handily located in the appendices of the main book. Right, so you have so far, you've got all of these ones that say 3, these are your main gear slots. So your standard gear slots for a character are, you don't need to write these down, 3 explosives, armour, firearm, and you get a tool, sidearm, melee weapon. The exchange column tells you that you can swap these out if you want. So far you've used the firearm column to get a firearm, so you've got a pump action shotgun. That means you've also got the 3 explosive slot, armour, tool, melee weapon, and sidearm. So you need to decide what those are.
So the melee, his melee, he spent some time on planet Gurkha, and so he's going to have a kukri for a melee. Have you ever seen a kukri? It's sort of like a sword/knife.
I thought from your fighting style you probably want like weighted or blended gauntlets because you're all about punching people.
Oh yeah, bladed gauntlets.
You can get weighted gauntlets which do more like crushing damage and will also stack me to bruiser.
Weighted gauntlets, let's do that.
So it means you can basically just take people out with weighted gauntlets. Sounds more characterful, but you don't really sound like a stab people up kind of guy. From the description.
Yeah.
That sounds like everybody else on your planet, but not you.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, well, but yeah, he's distinguished himself in a way.
Yeah.
He's had to defend himself against those attacks.
You can always have bladed as well if you want to be able to swap them out. So you want to be able to go, oh,
like
I'm
bladed
going to
gauntlets?
stab this guy to death.
Well, why don't we call them bladed gauntlets then?
Well, there are 2 different ones. You can have both if you want.
Okay, well, I'll have both. Weighted gauntlets and...
So that'll be your melee weapon slot and then either your sidearm or tool slot as well to have those. And you can just swap them out as you go.
Okay.
Literally have the blades magged onto your arm and just go.
Yep.
Right. Because sometimes crushing effects will be useful and sometimes you might be like, oh, that's not doing quite right. Okay, get blades on.
Yep.
Right, okay, any other kind of gear you think would be useful?
Fitting my character. What
Yeah,
are my
I think
options
it's fit
again?
your concepts. So you've got a tool slot, a sidearm slot, and you can swap them around if you want. Oh yeah, you've used one. So yeah, you've got basically a slot which will give you a sidearm, a tool, or a melee weapon. And then you've got the 3 explosive slot. You could have an extra firearm instead if you wanted, instead of explosives.
Okay,
you do have powerhouse, so you can throw explosives.
So is there perhaps a laser weapon that he
there is a laser rifle, so you could have that as well. So you've got 2 different short range weapons.
Laser rifle.
So pump action shotgun will spray in front of you and hit lots of people, and you got laser rifle which will cut people down in a line. And the laser rifle, 1 success level will hit 2 targets instead of 1. So you've basically got 2 short range death weapons essentially. So whilst Damien could go a bit further long range, I believe, because you've got the automatic shotgun, so it's got a bit more range option on the automatic. Basically, he's kind of can do close all range. You're more of a close assault specialist, basically, in statistic terms. So that's fine. Right, so you've used that for your 3 explosive slot. So you've basically got a slot where you can have a tool, sidearm, or melee weapon remaining. Do you want to have a look for the tools list?
Let's have a look at the tools. Let's see what tool he might use.
I can't possibly condense those down, there's too many. There you go. The names are pretty self-explanatory there.
Okay.
We do time.
I think in his case, antipsychotics would work because he wants to keep himself super cool.
Yep.
Yeah, antipsychotics would
Okay,
be
so you
his
stick
tool.
those up there in the tools. And then lastly, you need to decide on your armour. So the armour types you have, we've got battle armour, which is resistant against ballistic, crushing and lacerating. That is the standard issue for most Marines. You have blast armour, which also makes you resistant to heat, but it slows you down further. So battle armour slows you down a little bit, blast armour slows you down further, but in your case you've got decent roll and give me 50, so it means you can, as long as you're moving in short range in an area which isn't like harder to move, like difficult terrain, then you're going to be able to move passively, so without rolling. So if you wanted to have big heavy duty armour and blast armour, you could do. Yeah. Otherwise there's shell armour, which is lightweight and doesn't slow you down at all, but is only crushing and lacerating resistant. It doesn't take bullets. And then you've got contact armour, which is only ballistic resistant, but it also gives environmental resistance, so it means if the armour gets breached, it instantly seals. So it's up to you.
So I think he can take crushing and lacerating because he knows how to defend himself. So what was that last bit of armour?
So the last one's contact armour, so that means if the armour gets breached, it automatically seals. It's basically used for dangerous environments.
Contact armour it is then.
Okay, so in that case, you stick that on your front.
Yeah, because I'm trying to cut.
Contact armour
you're on a planet that's like full of spores.
Yeah,
in the air.
So that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Contact armor, yeah, because he wants to be, he's the kind of guy who wants to be prepared for any and all possible scenarios.
Okay, then that would be a wise choice. I mean, they're all wise choices in different ways. So you're ballistic resistant, and then your immunity is just environmental hazards.
Ballistic resistant.
And there you go, that is everything, I believe. And I've said that a few times already. That's everything, almost everything.
Okay.
You're still going pretty quick. Right,
so
okay.
what's his call sign then?
So call sign. Oh. So the other call signs we have Nick, who's Gold Star, so he gets a Gold Star for effort. Then we have Jack Off, as in Jack of all trades. Then we have Screwball, because he's nuts. And then we have Standout, because he's like never near a fight. He's always off out in the distance. So we have a bunch of names which are really kind of subtle insults. So in your case, you're going to have been given a call sign because you're the actual like upstanding guy. So you may be like teacher's pet or whatever. So it'll be something like that. I think we're going to call you Swot.
Swot. Oh yes, SWAT.
which suits your ass kickery. So there you go.
SWAT. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so Pashwal is Pashwal.
There you go. You're done. You can write your background down later.
Okay.
We know what it is anyway. So that's it. Right. Excellent.